What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I wanted to talk about a story that happened a couple of years ago, but it's just now making news, I guess, because the media found out about it. But either way, man, this right here is a wild story I wanted to share with you guys and get you guys' opinion in the comment section. This story is about this guy right here. This guy is Officer Joseph Ashley. He was a Canton Police Department officer with the Canton PD. I guess that's out there in Michigan. And this guy right here got caught doing some unprofessional stuff with a female that he pulled over, presuming that she was drunk or driving intoxicated under the influence. And I'm gonna let you see this video because it's talking about, you know, not only was he unprofessional with what he did, and they'll explain what he did, which is crazy. He was fired from Canton PD and he was rehired 3 months later. That's what I think the whole gist of this whole argument or this whole video was about. With the crime that he did, or what he did that was appalling, he was fired and rehired 3 months later at Dundee Police Department, where he's a officer presently now. And this supposedly happened in 2022. So he's, as far as I know, he's still an officer. But I want you to look at the history he had before he did what he did with this woman that got him fired to where he got another job. And it sounds similar to a little bit about the guy that Deputy Sean Grayson that a lot of people are talking about in the Sonia Massey shooting. Take a look.
It was a routine traffic stop that ended as anything but. A male officer crossing the line with a female suspect by sending her shocking text messages just hours after pulling her over.
While his department took his badge, he didn't have to wait long to find a new one. Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones reveals how yet another troubled officer went from fired to hired.
Now, we do have to warn you, some of the details in this story might be disturbing.
We enforce the law. We write tickets. We make arrests. We help victims. We don't make a person a victim.
The misconduct committed by Officer Joseph Ashley was deemed outrageous by his department, forced a prosecutor's office to stop pursuing a case, and cost the officer his badge. Just not for very long.
Why would you hire a police officer who sent a picture of his penis to a woman that he had just pulled over?
I can't comment.
As an officer with Canton Township, Joseph Ashley wasn't a stranger to wrongdoing. 3 times in 3 years, he'd been found to have engaged in conduct that caused high risk for the public. Twice failing to turn on his emergency equipment while speeding or disregarding traffic control devices, and in another case, continuing a vehicle pursuit even after his supervisor ended it, putting other drivers at potentially lethal risk.
Hello, how are you today?
But it's what Ashley did on a night in August of 2022 that would trigger his firing. Misconduct that Canton police worked to conceal from public view.
Don't move your head and don't move your head back, okay?
The department only agreed to release this body cam video to Channel 7 if they could blur all of it. When they provided a copy of their investigation into Ashley's misconduct, much of it had been redacted.
Just place your right foot on your left foot, just like that.
That night, Officer Ashley and his partner pulled over a female driver who they said struggled to stay in her lane. They suspected she was drunk and performed a field sobriety test.
11 1000, 12 1000.
Well, a PBT showed the woman had been drinking. At a .05, it was below the legal limit. She would be allowed to leave the scene, but wouldn't get off scot-free. Officers gave her 2 citations for her driving that came with a court date, where she'd face possible fines and points on her license. She could see one or both of the officers again in court.
We don't care if you drink or not, right? Okay, and that's totally fine, right?
On body cam, we can hear some of Officer Ashley's conversation with the woman.
It's not my business, you know, how much you drink or whatever, right?
But seconds later, the audio stops, and not long after that, Ashley's body camera shuts off entirely. We don't know what was said after that.
Is there ever a good reason for a police officer to turn their body camera off in the midst of a stop?
Never. and never in my opinion.
Tom Berry is a retired Detroit police lieutenant who reviewed the investigation into Officer Ashley.
Why would you turn your body cam off? There's no reason to turn it off. Give her the tickets, get on your way, go to your next police run.
That didn't happen here. While the woman was free to leave, it wasn't long before she received a phone call from Officer Ashley after he and his partner realized they never returned her license. After that, according to a Canton police investigation, the two began exchanging texts. We can't see what was said because Canton police redacted all of the messages, but the department found that Ashley engaged in sexually overt texting with the woman. And according to an arbitrator's review of the stop, he made several offers to stop by the woman's home.
That's not normal, is it?
Normal? That's outrageous.
Ashley said the female driver was a willing participant in the sexual messages, and she would later tell Canton investigators she wanted to see how far this man was going to go. She got her answer when Ashley texted her a photo of his penis, a source confirms, along with the message, "LOL, please delete." Just some of the messages Canton officials hid under black ink. 2 days later, Officer Ashley would text the woman again, but this time she shut him down. "Please stop texting," she wrote. He complied. After that, Ashley told me he deleted all of his texts with the woman, not because he'd done anything wrong, he says, but out of respect for her. She would admit to deleting some of her texts, but shared the rest with Canton police.
He had the authority over her, in my opinion, and she didn't know what to do. She doesn't want to pay the tickets. Her insurance is going to go up $1,000. All those things are probably running through her mind. And this guy's trying to get a date. It's wrong.
When the prosecutor learned about Ashley's texts, the citations against the driver were dismissed. Canton Township fired Ashley, calling his behavior outrageous. He would appeal his termination to an arbitrator who ruled that Ashley deliberately turned off his camera during the encounter, calling it strongly suggestive he was hoping to cash in on the encounter. Ashley denies this, but the arbitrator upheld his firing.
When you're a policeman, you don't get that second chance because you're held to a higher standard.
Or maybe you do. Just 3 months after Ashley's firing in Canton was upheld, he was hired by Dundee Police, where he works today.
So as long as he wasn't charged with a crime, you were comfortable?
That was part of the decision-making process.
Randy Sell is Dundee's acting police chief and said the department performed a complete background check on Ashley. But he and township officials admitted they didn't know everything.
He turned off his body camera in the middle of that interaction. Did that trouble you at all?
I was not aware of that.
I'm not aware of those details.
Should you be?
Potentially.
Ashley would not agree to an interview, but by phone said he believed he was set up by the woman, that she initiated their sexual conversation, which he said was entirely consensual and happened off-duty. He said he turned off his body camera because he thought the stop was over, not to cover anything up. And he said he regrets his decisions, saying in part, "I have become a better human because of this experience. There is a lot of evil in this world, and I certainly learned from it."
People deserve second chances. People make mistakes in their lives, and I believe that everyone deserves a second chance.
This was a pretty big mistake.
Understood.
Well, I spoke with the woman who Officer Ashley and his partner pulled over that night. She did not want to talk with us on camera and was shocked to learn that Ashley is still a police officer. Officers like Joseph Ashley, when they're terminated, they're supposed to get a second look from state watchdogs if they try to find work in a new agency, and Officer Ashley did. The Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards tells me that while Ashley was under investigation for his misconduct in Canton, his license was inexplicably reactivated by a state employee, allowing him to join the Dundee Police Department. That was not supposed to happen, but it did. I'm Ross Jones, 7 News Detroit.
That's the story of this guy, Officer Joseph Ashley. They got a new job after showing his dick unwantedly to a woman he didn't even know. Now, the reason why I brought up Sonia Massey, you're seeing the history of a bunch of silly stuff before he even did this thing with this inappropriate texting to this woman he just met. You know, cutting his lights off, running through traffic lights, still continuing police chases after he was told not to. Stuff that should get you fired immediately. As I tell you, they let anybody be cops nowadays. They do. I don't think they vet like they used to. And I don't think they have a lot of mental or psychological stuff that they really get these intense testing, that they get these people, you know, in these type of, when they be applying for these type of civil service jobs. I don't think it's as stringent as it was a long time ago. It seemed like a lot of these cops lack social awareness. You know damn well you in an unprofessional situation. In my opinion, this is what I think. He seen the girl, she was attractive. He thought she was drunk. Now they said she wasn't drunk, but he went a little bit off of what he was talking with her about, engaged what type of person he was, and he used it for an opportunity to try to slide in there. They said he hit this woman up a couple of hours after the traffic stop. Why would you take her number? She didn't give it to you personally. That right there in itself is a violation. Then with you going back and forth, she ain't drunk. I think you thought she was kind of giving you rhythm. See, it's a lot of times these guys, I mean, or any guy, you know, I think somebody digging them, and it'd be anything but that, you know, what they think. How you get in a conversation with this girl and you talking to this woman, you don't know nothing about her or anything. She going back and forth, she baiting you. I'll see how far this is going to go. Oh, here we come. Dick pic right there. Boom. LOL. Please delete. What did I tell y'all? Dudes out here with a warped sense of reality of how women react. You know what I'm saying? Men, we are highly sexual beings. We could look at a woman or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it could turn us on without no clothes on or wondering what she looked like underneath, whatever. But a lot of times women don't be like that. Sometimes they do, but most of the times they not. So I guess he must have been blessed below his waist. He went to show her what he was packing. It's a turn off. You know how many people I've met on you know, just having conversation with women to be like, yo, I can't stand that type of stuff. Bro, you ain't know this woman a hot second. And you know what? Once you did that, you put all your cards on the table and she played you. Turned his body cam off. What an idiot. You ain't think that was going to come out? What you was doing, all she had to do was go and through the right channels and get you smoked, and she did it. They fired him, which was the right thing. Hey, get the fuck out of here. They fired him. Now, he got rehired. Now, this is what the story's mainly about. With all that he did, he got rehired. And they said, is it because he wasn't charged with a crime or whatever? Now, the people saying, hey, they don't know about it. I believe they do. You know what I'm saying? But either way, they took him on with them, with all of that other stuff. See, the dick stuff I ain't really worrying about. It's the other things where it made him a public danger as a police officer in pursuit of somebody when he was supposed to pull out. And, you know, that's the dangerous stuff. But you notice with these police officers a lot of time, when they get caught doing something, there were other things that they'd done in the past that should have had them out of there before the last thing they did was done. This guy seems like an idiot. See how he was talking? Right, and right. Just look at him. He happy as hell. He looked like he'd pull his dick out right now if any woman asked him. Either way, man, I mean, they hired him. I mean, under certain guidelines, he qualified and they hired him. So, I mean, people saying they look bad and this and that. Imagine how many other police officers that are on the force need to be fired, but we don't know about. Just something to think about. This guy should be embarrassed. What he did was unprofessional and stupid. And I'm sure if he, when he was texting the lady and she was texting back with him, you know what I'm saying? He should have stated his intentions and how unprofessional he was. Maybe he would have had a different outcome without showing his damn junk. But either way, man, he's where he's at for a reason. Can't feel sorry for him. Shit is what it is. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The reason why I did this video, I want you guys, honestly, especially you ladies out there, do you think this guy should be a police officer with what he did? And most people are going to say no, but it's easy to say yes or no. But honestly, from the video we all saw, and we have all different opinions, give me the reasoning why you think he should not wear the badge again. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.